If I would stay, I would only be in your way. So I'll go, but I know I will think of you every step of the way. And that's too high. It's too high for me.
She starts really soft.
She starts soft and then she just goes there. I can't do Whitney. Yeah, I can't. It's too high.
You have to do the crack.
It's too high. There's a reason she's the best and we're not. Okay, we're simpletons.
It's true.
All right, I'm a soccer champion, obviously, but I'm a simpleton.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
As far as that goes, no, that's afterwards. All right.
Oh, sorry.
This is about Miss Vicky right now. Okay.
You guys.
We miss you, Vicky.
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 Vicky. Oh,
gosh.
Why? Why did this have to go down like this? Why couldn't love have overcome and triumph and whatever all the other words that people use in a situation like this?
Yeah.
Is this the world you want to bring that child into?
I know.
No.
I know, but...
And I'm glad Bob brought that up because I blame you for this. Like,
okay.
Our daughter never got to live in the same period of time that Vicky White did.
Right.
And that's something you're going to have to live with the rest of your life because you did this.
I hope that maybe there's more Vicky Whites. Now listen, will there ever be another Vicky White? Now, I get Vicky. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get Vicky right now. We are all Vicky.
We were all rooting for Vicky, yes. This was love. And now it's shattered.
Like the craziness that we're living in, the boringness, all of it.
Yeah.
Like, Vicky did what you fucking said that you were going to do, but you didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what it's like to watch joy die.
It really is.
Or
it really is.
This is someone that, like, with nothing to lose, you know?
Sure. Well, or had, but, you know.
Yeah, but what was Vicky's life, even if let's say she retired, right?
Right.
Let's say Vicky retired.
Right.
What is Vicky's life? Karaoke down the street?
Here's what makes me sad, okay? This close to pension. She could have bounced.
So what?
Gone down to the Keys. And lived out her life, going to bars, meeting strangers, fucking having a good time. And instead, she loses her husband tragically. I don't know how he died, but I'm assuming it was tragic for her, right?
Okay.
No, it's tragically.
Any kids? Vicky doesn't have kids, right?
She didn't have kids.
Okay.
Widowed? Widowed. Doesn't really know what to do with her life. Kind of a lost soul. Meets this handsome, young, let's face it, he was 20 years younger than her. Do you know that?
I know. In these pictures, prison is a motherfucker, right? Like,
it is.
This guy is 38.
Yeah. He looks like he's 1,000 years old.
Yeah. If he's 38, I am 90. But anyway.
Yeah. So, you meet this younger guy, 21 years younger, and you think, this is fun. I finally feel alive again since my husband died.
Yes.
All I have to do is break him out of jail.
Yep.
And then flee to Indiana. Now, I have some questions about where they were caught. Why Indiana? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, last night you had brought up another case where somebody had...
So this is, and a lot of people are making the comparisons. Even you on your Instagram, I think, put up a picture of...
I did.
Escape from Dan Amora.
But tell the audience what that entailed exactly, because a lot of people don't understand about hiding out for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, so they had a hideout in like undisclosed like location where they had to stay, right? So once you're on the run, once you're in cars, once you're on surveillance, like, it's over, right? They also had a 6-hour, so Vicki and Casey White, not related.
Mm-hmm. Should be.
To say that every time.
Should be. They should be married.
They had a 6-hour head start. So they had 6 hours before anyone knew anything, that she wasn't at her doctor's appointment, that he wasn't at the thing. 6 hours. From where they were, I mean, you could really make some ground.
Yeah.
If you wanted to. As far as like getting all the way down to, I don't know, a Mexico or a whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Or you hide out in one place, right?
Yeah.
That no one would assume. And you do not fucking leave.
I understand that. But why Indiana? Like, that doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense.
They were on their way somewhere. So they were...
But you're going from... So Craigers, by the way, just gave 200 in the chat. So that's crazy.
Craig.
Sorry to interrupt you. But he says, since Ross said yesterday we don't donate enough. No, I didn't say that at all, actually. And I'll get to that afterwards.
What?
But
we would
Jables
never
is glowing. Release the baby on the
that.
15th. You don't have to give any money to this show, by the way.
No.
It's a free show. We might have to move to Patreon just simply because no one is getting the notifications. And we're constantly blocked. We still haven't reached 100,000 subscribers on this goddamn thing.
No, but we're going to keep shows on here. That's not even a thing.
We are. So, but you don't. Thank you for the money, but we do not. You don't have to donate. We appreciate it. We weren't
Except
even aware
for Craig, actually.
Well,
Craig
Craig's
does
rich.
need to
Craig's
because
rich.
he has money.
Yeah, he's rich
to spare.
So here's what I have the biggest issue with is the Indiana thing. Two options, because I know Alabama really well, and I know Georgia really well. Obviously, I'm from Georgia.
Stop bragging.
Yeah, humble brag, right?
Sure.
And that Georgia story will actually lead to another fucking arrest. But here in a minute, with that, I know that geography extremely well. If you're leaving Alabama, the easiest route would have been down through Tallahassee, cut down to the Keys, and then just get a boat. Like, she sold the house. She got $95,000 for the house. I know personally you can charter one to the Caribbean for about $5K. That's worth the risk to me, where it's just like, hey, dude, I'm going to give you $5,000 in cash. Everybody look the other way. And let's face it, both of these fuckers look like they're Floridians anyways. Yeah. They probably just would have blended in. I mean, who was homeboy who was out in the woods in Florida for 2 months?
Laundry?
Yeah.
I think he was actually out in the wilderness for like 2 days.
Yeah.
And then blew his brains out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was like, they said he was eaten by like 1,000 different animals.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But that drive from...
He was actually under the flower bed. And then he was...
Yeah. But that drive from Alabama to the Keys is a one-nighter. So if you're leaving, and then great. Go to the Caribbean and hide out. You have enough cash. So I don't really understand it. Dyeing the hair, I get... Bob, if you can find that picture, because she dyed her hair black.
We don't know if
shaved his head. Yes, we have pictures of her with the black hair.
I think they put out a bunch of different scenarios with her. So she didn't actually dye her hair, but they wanted to give different, like, she may have cut it. Look, see, they're like on that one photo, Ross, if you can see. So they kind of mocked it up just so that people would recognize her just in case she did. So we don't know if she did. They just wanted to give a couple different options with her. Blonde is the best we can do for Miss Vicky. I don't think she would ever go dark. Blonde is her best bet in life. So she stayed blonde, I bet. He shaved his head.
So this is that's not real.
No. So this, like I said, they did mock-ups just in case she dyed her hair.
Okay.
Or cut her hair. So they're like, this is her with short dark hair. This is her with long dark hair.
Oh,
this is her with blonde hair. Okay. These are the people you're looking for. Don't be alarmed. You know, people with blonde hair are, guys just like see the blonde and they like, yeah. Like you're like, oh, Vicky's kind of cute. And then you're like, oh, wait, what?
What?
Yeah,
What's going on?
Yeah. This was very planned. I love, she went before, she bought the truck that they escaped in. She went to a men's store. She got some big and tall men's clothing. And she also got some intimate clothing for herself.
It's actually really heartbreaking that she went to a big and tall store and was like picked out something she probably thought would like look cute on him.
Yeah.
Like he would look handsome in.
I know.
Yeah.
Like that's really...
No, I'm telling you.
Getting me.
I know. I'm telling you. And then she went to an adult store and got like lingerie. She didn't even get like a big, huge double, dildo or anything.
We don't know that.
No, I think she just got, according to...
She had a Theodore?
According to the surveillance video that she got a teddy.
A Theodore?
She probably got like...
It's probably classy. Let's call it a Theodore. Not get dirty with it. Like, it's not a teddy. Teddy's dirty. Okay, a Theodore is very classy. And
she probably got crotchless, edible. All the things that like nobody actually uses, but she was like, this was
my first
her
time. Yeah.
This was her time to be like, I'm fucking doing it all. I have a gun just in case.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see this movie, right? Just for that ending scene of like the truck rolling. She killed herself. He's like, I don't know. It's just...
He said, please help my wife. She shot herself. That's what he said as she was in the car after she shot herself.
Okay.
That's what he said to the cops.
Saying? Oh, and how is he talking to the cops?
He's like, please. He's like, help
he was
my
alive.
Wife. Yeah, he's like, help my wife. She just shot herself.
When they came up to him?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was still alive. He's in custody and he's fine. They have a mugshot of him. So I mean, like, fine as in he's not in the hospital or he's not dead. So, he'll be able to sell his life rights now to.
No, you can't.
What?
You can't make any money off of if you're in
prison. Mm-mm. Well, it'll go through a family member, I'm sure.
Yeah, I forget how that works, but
life doesn't really change for him.
No. It changes.
Is that him right now?
Yeah.
All right, pop that pic up. He actually looks better there.
Yeah, it was like a free roll of the dice.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, like that's the thing, and that's what they were even saying when they were on the run. Is like, look, he has nothing to lose. She does, right? So beware of him. But he wasn't even, he didn't do any. She shot herself, but gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We love you, Julia. She just gave $5. She said it's not 420, but this is more my speed.
Yeah, Julia.
She accidentally hit the button from 420, like $4.20, and put $420 in the other day. Luckily, Google refunded her.
Oh, okay, good.
Again, we've never asked for donations here, but it's great.
Okay, good, Julia.
Yeah.
Lord, we're going to have to personally give it back to you.
But with this whole story unfolding, in a weird way, and I know this sounds fucked up, so like don't judge me that hard, I'm kind of glad she ended her life, because then what? She goes to jail as a corrections officer.
No, I know.
Everyone knows this story. People would fuck with her endlessly, and she already lost her husband. So, and she's going to lose her pension, or she would have obviously lost her pension. They don't just give that to you when you quit and then take a fugitive out.
She actually didn't sign the paperwork before she left.
Yeah.
So they were even saying, like, you just got fired. Like, you actually don't get.
Yeah, you get nothing.
Maybe the thing I was thinking about is maybe she thought she did it right? But she left before they needed that one extra paper kind of thing.
Yeah, but I guess who's it going to at that point? Like, if it was just her and her husband's dead, who would have gone to? Because if this was her plan all along to bounce and go with Homeboy, like, that's it. That's kind of, I mean, that's your retirement, that's everything. And then you've got to find a job down in wherever you're living and everything else. And so does he.
Well, she did walk away with the house money.
Yeah, but
that was $95,000. Like, we all know that's one tank of gas. So what do you do after you fill up once?
No,
where do you go?
She was good, but I'd venture to say that, Vicki knew exactly what she was doing. She knew there was an end game either way, whether it was escape for a little while.
Yeah.
I think this was her suicide swan song, good sex, making life interesting. Let's see if we can get away with this.
Yeah. No.
The tension building between them for 2 years. Mm-hmm. all of it. Bob was saying something about brainwash. Do you think she was?
Who knows? I feel like she could have been, love does crazy things to people.
Sure.
And I don't even mean that in a cliche way. Like, if you're lonely, you can be taken advantage of.
Bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, or I hate to think of Vicky of not having, like, the clear mind to be like, you know what?
Yeah.
Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Fuck this little town that I live. Fuck this ridiculous house.
Yeah.
My life. What is it all about?
Yeah.
Right?
What is it all about? And that's the same way I thought about the Sky King.
That's what I'm saying. So I made that comparison earlier, and like I like to think of her as being like, you know what? How does this get better?
Yeah, good night, cruel world. I'll see you in the morning. Like, we're done.
How
we're all
does
done
it get
here.
better?
Yeah, how does it get better?
I could sit in my house and kill myself, or I could fucking go out in a blaze.
Yeah, in a blaze of glory.
Queen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
No answers to anyone. He said queen.
Did you call her Cleft Queen?
I said like a queen.
Oh,
Like
I thought
a
you said
queen.
Cleft
No,
Queen,
no.
and I was like, Bob, that's fucked up, dude. Just because she has a cleft lip, like, don't do that either.
I don't think she does.
She does.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, I've been tagged in it a lot, and
No,
I thought
Bob,
that's
put
what.
it up.
I think that's just her weird smile.
Yeah, that's just like
I need you to zoom in on
bigger
that,
tooth.
Bob.
A bigger tooth for a. Yeah,
there
it's
it
not
is.
cleft.
It's Stacy Keach. It's a Stacy Keach mouth. Do you know who that is?
No.
He was the actor from Prison Break. So pull up Stacy Keach and look at the same top of their mouth and lip. I know this is a deep cut. You'll know exactly who this is when we put him on screen, and you'll be like, oh, yeah, he's got the same thing. That's called a cleft lip. And they got a little make a cut. Joaquin Phoenix also has it as well.
No, Joaquin Phoenix does have it, but she.
There you go, Stacey
and
Keach.
So
he-
he does too, but there's a line.
Yeah.
There's a line.
Yeah,
There's
she doesn't have
There's
the-
no line here.
Yeah, she doesn't have a cleft
This is
lip.
just her
right
dumb
there.
smile.
No,
Yeah.
no. That's our cleft queen right there.
No.
And guys,
Nope.
we don't make fun of deformities on this show. We never have. We're not going to do it now. Okay, that's
Well,
a lie.
actually, we're
That's a
all
lie.
saying that it's not, and you're the only one that's saying that it is. So I just want the record to show.
Becky!
Yeah. So,
Yes!
you know,
Damn it.
I know.
Why is it the good ones?
I just really
Why is Pete
wanted-
Davidson still alive instead of Vicky?
I just
that's
wanted
fucked.
them to get, I wanted it
If
to be
you
longer.
put us in a Japanese game show, Jesse, and we were in two glass boxes together, we had to press a button to kill one of the other people, right? One person has to die. If it's Pete Davidson or Vicky, who are you choosing?
Is there a button for you?
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can take me off this earth.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I don't know what my answer is. Pete Davidson. Fine.
Is it?
No, you know what? Vicky. Vicky, she wanted to die, so I would give that to her.
Okay.
She clearly wanted to.
I think
it
she
to
could have
end.
wrote out her pension and then done some fun shit in the Keys. That's my personal thing. So Pete Davidson would get the button on that one.
I hope when they do make the Showtime movie about
Lifetime. It's gonna be Lifetime. It's not gonna be a Showtime.
It's going to be both. Your Lifetime is going to come out in 2 months.
Yeah. And then
they're
they'll do
filming
the
it.
Showtime one.
Yeah, then they'll do the good.
And Ben Stiller will be all over that one too. And I want them to do an alternate ending.
Well, I think Donald Glover's gonna do it.
What?
Just
Here's
I want them to be like on the boat. You know?
Yeah. Here's my question: is who's going to look unrecognizable?
Oh
as Vicki
yes. You know who it's gonna be?
Margot Robbie.
Jared Leto.
Yeah, Jared Leto's gonna play the
Jared
prisoner.
Leto would he would take on Vicky, I think. Don't you think Jared Leto? The easy
Absolutely.
prosthetic.
Who's
Easy
doing that?
prosthetic.
Pull up Renee Zellweger in Pam. Is the show's name Pam?
Yeah, the thing about Pam.
Pull that up.
Famous
She
podcast.
could just stay in that whole get up and then be fine.
You think?
It's the
Think
same
so.
thing.
Yeah, pop
It's
her
the
up.
same thing.
go.
Unrecognizable
There we
Zellweger.
go. Zellweger. Yep. Boom. All you need is a longer wig, and you're good to go.
This happened like 30 minutes from where I grew up.
Did it really?
Oh, yeah.
This is like in the outer St. Louis metro.
From the Lou, dude.
Yeah.
He was one that saw this like local news style.
Oh,
which is always like the best.
Yeah, I was following this Pam story in the local news as it happened. I was just like, what is going on? What?
That's a dream. That's a dream.
There's two people in the chat, High and Angry and Mike, who are saying Adam Driver. I think it's a great call on that, actually.
For her?
No.
I'm so confused.
On the dude.
I thought we were saying who's going to play Vicky.
On the dude.
Oh, the dude.
The prisoner.
The dude's
Adam Driver's a
easy.
good one. That's a good one. I like it. Or Aaron Rodgers, obviously. Like, let's face it.
Well, I think we don't give him any lines either.
No.
So it could be
Adam
any
Driver.
line.
You don't want to be like, what's the matter, kid? I shot the dog.
Yeah. I don't want to hear either one of those. So it could be Aaron Rodgers.
Could be.
And then we just make everything in the set really small so he looks 6'9".
Yeah. That's what they're doing for winning time.
I know.
So, I'm saddened by this today. I'm at a loss for words. Today.
I am.
I didn't want it to go out like this. So, like, my favorite one to this day, well, actually, I think it's tied 2-2. And you were with me for both of these. At least I hope you were, or else this story's going to turn real quick. But the Boston bomber.
Yes, I was.
Okay, thank God. Oh, thank God, that was you. No. But watching that night, Delco, I think you and I chatted about it off air the other day, where watching that unfold live on TV was a fucking blast.
I think we talked about it on air on this show.
Did we really?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was a blast. And then, do you remember Dorner?
Yeah. So I was in, but I love a manifesto. So Dorner was my fave.
And so I kind of wish this went a little longer because we got to see the aftermath of the footage and the car flipped over and she's dead inside. But I wanted to see the chase and some other cool shit. And we didn't get that. Kind of got snowed in that whole sitch.
Right.
But the movie would be fun. Casting's easy. You could get that ramped up pretty quickly, and everybody loves a good prison story. So I'm all in for the Lifetime one. I'm not really sure this deserves Showtime, just because it didn't last long enough. You know, doesn't deserve an HBO, a Netflix. That's a little much.
I actually think it lasted as long as the Dannemora, but
this was 11 days.
Theirs was 11 days.
Yeah, so they made it. They were on the run for 11 days before they were caught. On the 11th day is when she died, and then he got caught.
That's so fucking long, and they were holed up in.
I don't think
hotel.
it's that long. I just think
think
poor decisions were made. Again,
that's a really long time.
You can go down to the Keys. That's a quick drive. The other quick drive that I was thinking about, which would have been easy for them, if you go into the mountains, the shit lasts longer. Like Dorner, that motherfucker was gone for a while. The only reason he got found is because he went back and started killing some more people.
That's what I'm telling you.
Go to the mountains. Go to these cabins that are rentals.
What did I just say? Yes, so the Dannemora thing.
100%, right? But
you have to stay
You have to,
put.
yes.
But it's really hard.
Out of plain sight. You can't be living in Indiana, which is a flat surface. I've been through Indiana a million times.
No, you can't be in a hotel, which is where they were.
You're right. You got to get a cabin.
You have to be
You need a town store where you can just kind of go in with a hoodie on or a beanie.
I say not even that. Like, if they planned everything.
She was out the whole time, so she could have been putting fucking Chef Boyardee
Exactly.
and water in that bitch for months.
Yeah. And you just, like, stock that up. Yep. And then when some kind of heat is off it a little bit, or when you feel like, but that's the problem, is they always make the escape too soon, because you're in there like, you know,
I want to get out of here. This is our chance.
You can't talk to anybody. You can't communicate. It's literally just like, this is the amount of time, and then you're going to go here.
Right. I just think the planning could have been better. And, looking back at it, the only thing I'm kind of peeved about was this didn't last longer. And sure, he's a murderer, okay? And he shot a dog. I'm willing to look past that for love, because love does change people. And I believe he was probably a change man.
Yeah, he doesn't really, register for me in this story besides like the penis that she wanted. Mm-hmm.
But it was a 6'9"
But it was
penis.
Vicky. It was Vicky's story.
Okay.
It always was,
Yeah.
and it always will be. It was Vicky's story, and she fucking told it the way she,
Who's gonna play the dog? Who do we get for the dog that died? in that movie too.
I don't think it starts there.
I think it has to, right? Because that's where he goes into jail. You've got to start with his life first.
No, I think you just kind of start with him already in prison.
No. From a screenwriting perspective.
But we don't care about him.
But you have to know where he came from to show where he's going.
I love that narrative that Jesse's saying. Like, she just wakes up one day, looks around, and is like, fuck
And you
this.
kind of follow this woman's, like, really just depressing life, and you're just like, what is this fucking movie?
So are you showing his flashbacks then?
Nope.
You give him no backstory. You just know he's in prison for murder.
It literally starts in Vicky's house before she sells it.
It's not his story.
This is Office Space meets Fight Club meets fucking Bonnie and Clyde.
No, dude. No. We got to have an A, B, and C plot here.
Nope. This is not a TV show.
This story is going to be the way Vicky's life was. It's not going to follow the rules, okay? This is all Vicky.
She bought a Theodore.
Vic Dog, dude.
She bought a Theodore to wear for this man.
And we don't really know what. I mean, we could even start with her at the Big and Tall store. We don't even know what she's up to.
Guys, this is
and we're like, who is this lady?
I'll
what is
see
her
you guys
deal?
at the premiere. I've got to write this and then obviously go to post. I don't need this kind of input.
We actually have someone, right, guys?
Yeah, I don't need this kind of input. Yeah. Like, this is just...
No, we've already bought and sold the rights.
No.
We've already optioned it,
It's too late, guys. You're out of the thing.
Love on the Run.
I had my lawyer go ahead and reach out this morning. So
the Lauderdale lovers. So it's going to be...
The craziest thing to me, though, if there was any doubt of whether or not he actually genuinely loved this woman, was saying, my wife died and she needs help. Or what was it? She got shot?
My wife shot herself. Like, please help her.
Please help her.
I know.
That made me at least be like, all right. Because otherwise he would have been like, yo, Deuce, there's a fucking dead bitch in the car. You know?
Yeah. I don't know.
So we lost one hero. Might lose another here coming up. Man, this is intense right now. One of my faves, Young Thug. Mm-hmm. I mean, easy breezy, beautiful Thugger girl is one of my faves, and I would say he's probably this. What would you say? The second best producer behind Kanye in the game? Yeah, right, Delco.
I don't care for Young Thug.
Really?
No.
Big fan.
I know. Surprise, surprise. Dan hates something. Oh, no.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I don't hate him. I just, I'm indifferent to Young Thug.
The second best producer in the game. And his albums have sold millions and millions of copies. Whatever, man. What about Gunna? He got arrested too. You're not a fan of his?
His last album wasn't very good. Okay. I know we talked about this.
So he deserves to die as well?
No. Right. But, they caught Rico charges, so.
They did. So this was 56 counts. That is a lot. That is not something you're probably getting out of in just a small window of time. You're not probably looking at 2 months for something like that. Like Rico charges is one of the highest charges you could have levied against you, I think.
What's Rico?
This is essentially you were operating a gang.
Racketeering.
Oh.
So, okay. I mean, there's a large umbrella that it covers.
Yeah. So part of one of the counts is that he rented a car from Hertz, and fucking Black Twitter was on fire last night with this. They were like, dude, how many fucking Hertz rentals has ruined people's criminal careers? And it's like, it's true. Jesus Christ, stop renting from Hertz.
They're snitches or what?
Yeah, dude. They'll give up the fucking info where you are and all that other shit. Hernandez, all those guys, like, it's always Hertz for some reason. Either way, they were saying that he rented a car in his name in 2015 that was used to murder somebody. And that he was in the car, but he didn't pull the trigger. So who knows what's going to happen with this. But the craziest part was, like, I know these guys are from Atlanta, and I was like, man, I wonder where this went down. Because he's got a lot of money. And as soon as I saw the footage, because it was a white lady from her garden just filming all these helicopters flying over. I mean, and it was, Bob, I don't know if you have that footage, but it was military helicopters where you were like, whoa, this seems excessive. Like you're trying to take down a drug cartel at this point. And that's what they're treating them like, essentially. But the woman's like, oh, look at this flyover of my garden. I was like, that doesn't sound like Atlanta. That sounds like a suburb of Atlanta. And sure enough, it was. They were out in Buckhead. And super nice neighborhood. And they dragged him right the fuck out of there. Yeah, you can pop it up on screen if you want there. Is that him getting arrested right there? Yeah.
So you can't hear it. I mean, I could turn the sound on.
No, it's fine.
No.
It's fine.
Okay, but there's helicopters overhead.
Helicopters, everything. And, I mean, they're pulling everybody out of there. I'm sure the white neighbors were super stoked. So they were like, God, finally. There's not people partying there all the time. It's going to end. Yes, it is going to end. Everybody, I mean, they ripped apart. So this footage right here that you're seeing, Bob, just show that last police car about 15 seconds ago. Or that van, that huge van, I'm sorry. I don't need the sound. Just show the van real quick. There you go.
I love the name of this.
All right, so see that van right there? Whenever they're pulling up and shit like this to the house, there's usually tools and equipment in these fucking things, and they're opening up the goddamn walls. And that's what they did. So not only is your house getting raided, they're personally taking fucking pickaxes to the walls to look for drugs, money, everything else. So I heard his house was absolutely fucking utterly destroyed after this. They're pulling everything apart. So if you walk into a house with that much disregard for somebody's property and everything else, you know you've got the charges to fucking tear a house to the studs. And they do. Now, what the rest of this entails, I don't really know. What I genuinely can't figure out, though, is if you're as rich as him, like, why are you still doing any of that shit? He's one of the most in-demand producers there is. And he does features on, like, everybody's fucking album. Like, just get out of it. Just go. Just get out of that world. Well, I'll never forget as a kid visiting my grandparents in California. And they lived in Woodland Hills. Up in that area. You know where that's at, right?
I do.
North of Los Angeles. Okay, so it's a hike and it's very nice up there. Very nice. Very white. Very nice. I went into a Ralph's with my aunt to get some groceries, and I think I was like 12 or something like that. And the person ahead of me was Eazy-E. And Eazy-E was checking out with groceries. But he was identical. Like, he still looked like Eazy-E. He had the NWA hat on, the blue denim, blue pants.
Why not?
White shoe, the whole thing, right? And I turned to my aunt and I was just like, what the I was like, what is Eazy-E doing here? Do you live in the hood? Because I didn't understand, you know, and we knew the music or whatever. And she was like, no, dude, everybody gets rich and then moves out of there. So they all live up here. Like, he's one of our neighbors. And I was like, shut the fuck up. This is what I don't understand. It's like,
well, if I've learned anything from mafia movies or, you know, Scorsese or just high-level gang activity, I think it's hard to get out, right?
No. Like, you're a young thug at this point. You're traveling all over the world producing people's shit. Like, what's the use?
Right? I think when you've...
way out of the game is in a box.
Yeah, like, now listen, I don't want to be dramatic, but that's everything I've learned about high-level, you know.
Yeah. But there is a way out, and you can definitely get out. Did you see Dr. Dre's place? They was fighting over with his wife. Holy shit!
Goodfellas? You know, you got to get witness protection.
We're not in those type of gangs anymore. Like, most of this is gone, and like in Atlanta, so
it's still money and
the problem with him living in Buckhead. Yeah, but leave. Just go to L.A. and live in the hills. People can't go there. You can't just pick up and be like, I'm going to go to L.A. and go to the hills and find this. Like, it's not really going to happen anymore. What are they going to go to Malibu and fucking kill somebody? Like, that's not going to happen.
Again, from what I understand.
Yeah, well, Jesse.
Which is a lot.
But watching
that
Dr. Dre thing, like, he had the nicest house next to Jimmy Iovine in Malibu, where they were just walking on the beach. When you have to walk on the beach to get to your neighbor's house, that's
yeah. But
what
was
you can
Dr. Dre involved in high level? Like,
at one point with Death Row Records and all that shit, like,
I think he was he was adjacent to gang situations.
And the way that it has been described is Young Thug has been adjacent to it, where it's like, what do you guys need? You need to murder somebody? All right, cool, man. What? You need me? Oh, you need me to rent a car because you don't have any money? Man, I guess, dude, I'll rent the car.
What if it was like they had him rent it because it was like, well, obviously Young Thug's not going to murder someone. He's rich and famous.
Yeah.
So,
Hide in plain sight.
Hide in plain sight.
It's another good one.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? But it was such a strange story because he is so rich and so famous at this point that you're like, really, for that shit? Like, that's where you're getting RICO charges? Like, that's intense. I could see maybe one murder, like Snoop Dogg. We're all good for one murder, right?
Well, it's
Ray
the
Lewis.
only way that I know they're legit.
Yeah. As if they've murdered some. If you don't see a little tear here, they're probably not legit.
But it wasn't their fault, and they did time. Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Who is it?
Like they just covered it up or something.
Was it Da Baby or Lil Baby? They just brought up that murder charge where he blew that guy away at Walmart.
That was Da Baby.
Da Baby, yeah.
But, that wasn't the problem. The problem was that he was homophobic.
Yeah.
Yes.
He made a weird AIDS joke after smoking 1,000 blunts.
So it wasn't a problem that he killed somebody at Walmart. He was still booked for ACL. But
killed someone at Walmart and rapped that he would do it again happily.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the moment he said something homophobic, because, rappers are so progressive, he was then removed from ACL.
Wow.
Which, by the way, the ACL lineup dropped today.
Oh.
Guess his take
How
on
we
it.
looking?
Did it wrap
How we looking?
It's not good.
Guess who's what?
Guess his take on it.
It's not great.
Oh, of course it's not.
Oh, yeah.
It's the last person to ask about
No.
this.
Are the Pixies playing?
Just look at it.
What do we got?
Okay,
What do we got, Bob?
okay.
Let's decide.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers, fine. They played here 2 years ago, so I saw them
Oh,
already.
shit. Oh, is the Strokes on this lineup?
No.
Because they're opening up for Chili Peppers all summer.
One of the headliners is Lil Nas X. Ugh.
Okay.
We've got
It's not
Red Hot
good, I'm
Chili
telling you.
Peppers.
Okay.
The Dixie Chicks, refuse to call them the Chicks.
Pink,
Oh, Jess has actually always wanted to see Pink.
Casey Musgraves.
Flume.
Yo.
Ross has
Casey-
always wanted to see Casey
No, I
Musgraves.
love Casey Musgraves. I'll musk up.
And then Paramore, a little throwback.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. I'm
those
also
are your
very excited
headliners.
for Carly Rae Jepsen, week 1.
Sure.
Call me maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I want to see
Who else? These are not great. I'm with you.
Thank you.
Phoenix. I don't know.
Diplo.
I don't know bands
Diplo.
after these.
Well, we know what
Nathaniel
Giorgio will be.
Radcliffe. I'll go
is he?
see Nathaniel Radcliffe in the Night Sweat.
Dude, that's a hell of a show. I'd see him on his own.
How's Lil Nas X over Diplo, the headliner?
I don't
Yeah.
know, man. I don't
more
know.
famous.
No, he's not.
Spoon. I'd get down with some Spoon.
So out of this lineup here, I'll
Spoon
go.
lives here. You can see Spoon anytime
Yeah,
you
you can
want.
see Spoon
Where?
every day.
They live in Austin.
They live in
I
Austin.
know, but do they play all the time?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably, Dan says.
So Red Hot Chili
Find me a
Peppers
show,
and Casey
Dan.
Musgraves, as far as headliners go, I'm in for. Shit, we could hit up, dude. Gibbs, Hannah directs every single one of her videos.
Of who?
We might be able to get Casey on the show.
Casey Musgraves?
Yeah. Hannah directs every single one of her videos. She did that Christmas special for Amazon Prime, too.
Yeah.
Or beef fries. Let's get Musgraves out here,
No.
She's rad, dude. You're not a Musgraves fan?
No, you're not going to get Margot Robbie or Musgraves on the show. And I'm not going to get Kurt Russell, Brendan Fraser, or...
I thought you were going to say Brendan Schaub.
So did I.
I know.
Do
Do you guys hear about that? Juice?
Oh, yeah.
Bobby Lee thing.
Anyway, it's so...
I've been hit up a bunch
it's
about
so
that.
underground. I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah,
but-
so, no, we can talk about it.
Does anyone care?
No, it's not that, but I will say this.
I just
there is Reddit.
I don't like him.
There is Reddit
but-
for podcasts, and
Right.
there is these infighting and so and so sucks or whatever. And Barstool actually yesterday made KFC, who's been on the show before, great guy. He did a 1 Minute Man clip on this where a Barstool employee was dating another employee, and now that employee, after they broke up, is going on to an employee. So they had to do this video because I guess somebody on Reddit leaked all of the relationships inside Barstool with all the people fucking each other. And they're like, we're going to throw this out to the world. So they had to get ahead of that story. I don't care either. But same with this Bobby Lee and Brendan Schaub shit. This is all Reddit people doing Reddit
it's
shit.
Dumb.
Yeah.
I just love Bobby Lee.
But I have heard
that's
that they
about it.
pay people to go and write negative shit about other podcasts on there or whatever.
Who does?
Other big shows because they're trying to take them down. Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, this is what you kind of get to a certain extent when you make every part of your life content.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, especially Barstool. Like, that just seems exhausting. Your entire life is
Everything.
just like a reality show.
And trying to figure out what would like boost this and what you can like, you know, make seem real to do. It's just fucking mind melting.
Let's not focus on something funny. Let's focus on just making whatever I do content.
Yeah, what's the thumbnail look like to get the hits? What's the thing I can write?
But I don't know if like with this one, I genuinely think, with Barstool at least, I think that somebody was going to leak this, and they were like, hey, dude, let's just get ahead of this before there's HR issues. Because it is. And when you become a Barstool, by the way, there is an HR. It is very aggressive. And the paperwork they make you sign there is pretty intense to work there. So, like, I think they genuinely, like, their legal team was like, hey, dude, just go ahead and get in front of this so this doesn't become a thing.
Oh, okay.
That's my guess. Now, the Bobby Lee, Brendan Schaub shit, no idea. I'm not that's a huge shock. I'm not a big Redditor. I don't know that I have an account. I think when I did a book tour, I had to do an AMA once back in the day for them. And it's weird. They start off with like, hey, you've got to hold up a sign and prove that it's you. And I was like, really? Is that necessary? We're going to do that?
Yeah, because it could be anyone answering.
I guess, but like, my responses are so specific. Somebody would have been like, oh, that's definitely not Russ. I mean, I was telling people to get fucked and shit like that. Like, it was great. I enjoyed it.
The only thing I'll say, if you know about it, is that I'm always Team Bobby Lee.
There's just a weird crossover between comedy and MMA that I don't fully understand.
Exactly.
Well, some might say, some might ask,
weird.
Should there be?
Like, I know Schaub because he fought in the UFC. And then I know he's trying to do stand-up now. I don't think he's very good at it, but...
Did you hear the last Tim? You don't listen to Tim Dillon, right?
No, I do. I actually just started to.
It was so good. It was just like,
Did he go after Brendan Schaub?
In his way, which is like, he's a master of like going after people without going after them, right? He's like, I love Brendan. He's always been nice to me. He's always great.
Sure.
No one's arguing that he's the next Richard Pryor, right? I mean, great guy. But nobody's actually, thinking he's going to be good. And look, it's kind of like, God bless him, whatever.
He seems like a decent hang.
So he is.
For sure.
Look, he's been on our show twice. I saw him in Miami for the Mayweather.
He's always been nice.
Mayweather-Logan Paul fight. Yeah, he came up to me at the fight. Like, I don't have a bad word to say about him, for real. I don't know his personal life or anything else that's going on regarding that. Stand-up is very, very difficult. I've talked about it on the show numerous times where it's just like, man, it takes hours and time. And I think you also have to be born with that skill. It is not an acquired skill that you can just dip into.
You can dip into it, but you've got to have at least 10 to 20 years.
But not great.
To like do the things that he's doing, getting specials, like on the road, like selling out theaters. Like, I think comics in general are a little bit like,
I understand.
Come on, dude.
But I will say this. Behind the scenes, if there is comics that are saying that, behind the scenes, agents, you remember it, 2-3 years ago, all the agents were calling me like, hey, do you want to do a special? Do you want to do stand-up? We can book you because how big the podcast is, everything else. And I was just like, no, dude, that requires so much time, I will bomb. And they were like, I mean, the agents were literally saying this. We don't care. And the audience won't really care. And you can just make some money. And I'm like, I'm good, man. If I'm going to do it, I want to be great at it. And with as many things as Schaub is doing in his life, how many podcasts he's hosting in the food truck series and the YouTube channel and the clothing line and everything else, it is next to impossible to be great at stand-up and put in that many hours. I think
that's what people are saying, especially comics that have been in the game for a very long time, work their way up to things. It's kind of like, hey, man.
I will say, just being around the stand-ups that I have been recently, just dipping my toe in to that world.
Yes.
It's very catty.
It is.
Catty.
Yes.
Oh, 100%. And they all hate each other.
They're all jealous of each other. I mean, as are a lot of entertainers.
Yeah.
Right? Like, deep down, we're not happy for anyone.
Yeah.
That gets better than us, does better. Like, we say that we are, but deep down we're not.
Every day I bitch about the YouTube numbers and why everybody else's video podcast is hundreds of thousands of views. I bitch about that every day behind the scenes.
Yeah, Jesse, Daniel Villarreal, mi cultura, Jesse, was that I said that Brendan was always nice to me. He's saying, was that nice or was that flirt with you nice? Now listen, not even one, not that I didn't want him to, at least flirt a little bit, right?
I don't know.
Just a little flirt.
Okay.
So I got him to be on Range 15. You guys were like, who? You knew Callan, but I was like,
correct, yeah.
These guys, Callan, yeah. It was like the beginning of their show, and I was like, you guys just like give them a little something. They're going to be huge.
Yep.
So got them on and then was trying to talk to them during the shoot. And no, Brendan did not hit on me 1 even inch stitch. And I was disappointed, Daniel. Okay? So, yeah, he's apparently out here flirting with everybody. No.
Yeah, we haven't seen it in real life, so we can stand up for him on that. And, like, again, he's been on the show a few times. We've done a movie together. Like, I haven't seen it. And by the way,
it's not a cancelable offense.
Yeah, and even on the Callan thing,
there's no problem.
Even on the Callan thing, I was the first one to say on a relatively big podcast, hey, dude, that is bullshit. And I said it the next day. I've worked with him. I've known him for 20 years. Like, so, no.
Right.
So the Schaub stuff is just allegations of him being overly flirtatious?
Yes. And it's not, he wasn't married. He didn't have kids. He wasn't with anyone. It's not cancelable.
It doesn't seem like an issue.
Right. It's just how he's handling it. It's making it an issue. Like, it's really not a big deal. It was Kalila saying, like, back in the day, he hit on her. And then some other girl that was on her podcast called Trash Tuesdays, whatever, or I don't know what the podcast is, but the segment was Trash Tuesdays. And they were just both saying, like, how they got hit on by him. Now, his response could have been, like, and? Like, I hit on you. That's what guys do. I wasn't with anyone, whatever.
Yeah.
But the way that he's responding to it is making it seem like it was more. Do you know what I mean? And being just like, nobody's going to sue me. I mean, it's just like, I don't even, and, you know, this is how he was like on Flagrant 2, whatever. It's like this weird little intertwined thing that's making them all 1 million views.
Well, look.
Like everyone's benefiting from this weird, dumb beef that, by the way, no one probably cares about. So we'll stop talking about it.
Yeah. I don't really care. And like, you know, again, it's one of those things where I'm sure he's hit on 1,000 girls, you know?
Oh, and no one's complaining, by the way.
No.
These girls weren't
you
even...
are.
I'm complaining because I didn't get hit on.
Sure.
And these girls weren't even complaining.
Right.
They were just like, yeah, well, you know, he's a dude.
The fucked up thing is like, I can't name a female podcaster that I wish would hit on me. I don't even know one that I would be.
Kalila's pretty hot, actually.
I'll take
I actually
Whitney
don't know what
Cummings.
she looks like.
Give me Whitney Cummings.
Yeah? Now?
I don't care. Just
okay. He doesn't care. So he doesn't care.
Just like the history. Like,
yeah.
She had it back in the day, you know?
Premium content, right? That's all we care about. But Kalila's pretty hot, I think.
I don't even know what she looks like, actually.
So go to...
Yeah, pull up a picture of this girl, Bob.
Pull up Kalila from...
And I apologize. I do so many podcasts. I don't really get to spend time on others, but so I don't know what she looks like, actually. I'll give you the verdict.
So she's with Bobby Lee. They're basically married. They've been together for... Because Bobby Lee's not going to get married, but...
Why? What does he have to fucking live for?
Well, they're not going to have kids, or, I mean, they're just together.
Yeah, but I mean, get married. Do something. Let's check this chick out. Bob. Look at Bob scrolling through the feed trying to find the hottest one.
Yeah. She's hot.
Way to go, Bobby Lee.
Some nice...
She's fine.
That's not even the best picture, but she is.
Classic Delco statement. She's fine. She's all right.
She's hot.
No, she's hot, dude. Yeah, you're good. What's the issue? Brendan Schaub hit on a hot girl? Oh, fuck.
By the way, she's not saying it's an issue. It's just turned into something stupid.
Dumb. Dumb. Absolutely dumb. Same with this Fred Savage thing. This Fred Savage thing is just as fucking dumb. So this was a news dump on a Friday night. You guys have watched the show long enough at this point. If they're dumping news on a Friday night, they're trying to kill a story. And it was Fred Savage getting fired from the Black Wonder Years. So they remade the Wonder Years What it is?
It's the reboot. So I was saying...
It's the Black Wonder. Everybody calls it the Black Wonder Years.
The headline is, if you want to know, if we wanted to put something in a time capsule to explain to aliens in the future what 2022 was all about, right?
Right.
You can give them this headline, which is Fred Savage fired from Wonder Years reboot after inappropriate conduct, right? So you're just like, wait, what? They remade Wonder Years? Wait, what? Fred Savage was directing? Wait, he gets... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and it's yelling at people. It's getting frustrated with people. It's having outbursts if things aren't going right.
By the way, inappropriate conduct, everyone immediately went to like...
Sexual.
Yeah. And it's not, right? So even that headline is just like, fuck you, dude. Like, say for being an asshole. Like that, we can be like,
say that.
Okay.
That's fine. But inappropriate conduct makes you think sexual.
Yes.
So I was telling you this last night. The last screen test I did was for a TV show was with this Martin Lawrence, and Fred Savage was directing it. So I got to spend 30 minutes with him. He could not have been a nicer human being.
I bet he was lovely. A delight.
The loveliest person ever. And it's like, if you're going to say that he's an asshole because he wants great shit, why is that a fucking problem? Or if you're not doing your job, and the problem with all the bullshit that we're going through with the wokeness, and you've got to hire, because now it's mandatory, right? Behind the scenes, you've got to hire 30% gay, different races, disabilities, trans, all the shit. The problem with that is you're not getting the best people anymore. You're just throwing people in that might not necessarily know how to do the job. Check out the armor on Rust if you don't believe me. But with that, yes, you're going to have to yell at these departments. He is the producer, and he's there every day, and he directs. He's one of the very best TV directors there is. He's also a great guy. If somebody's not doing their fucking job, they deserve to be yelled at, and that's kind of the gig. But not anymore. Now you can't say anything mean to anybody. You can't hit on anybody. Who was the other one who just got canceled and wrote an op-ed piece about it? It was an old man. God, an older actor. He was doing a kissing scene, and they have an intimacy coordinator that now has to be on set with you to show you how to make out with a woman, what you can't do, where to touch them and everything else, right?
To be a liaison between the parties. So
it's
that
the dumbest shit of all time. And he said, look, I very politely said to the intimacy coordinator that her work was dumb and this is stupid, and I've been acting for 50 years, and I really don't need you to give me advice on this.
Very politely said that.
I can just talk to the other actress and say, work out the scene, because this is how we've done it for 50 fucking years.
That makes sense. See, when I was in college and I was on like my first film, working, doing that kind of stuff, I had no idea like what was acceptable. So that would have been like probably appreciated back then.
Exactly. And it is a job, it is a job that I'm sure some women appreciate. That they don't have to go to the director and say, hey, this is making me uncomfortable. Or go to the actor, this is making me uncomfortable. They're able to be like, go to the intimacy coach and be like, listen, can we just have a conversation? And I get where he's coming from too, although...
Do you know who it is?
Who what?
Who the guy is that I'm talking about?
No.
Frank Langella. Pull up a picture of Frank Langella. He's been in the greatest films of all time. No one has ever said a bad word about Frank Langella.
Yeah, but
ever.
Is he having like a sex scene?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Is he being...
With who?
Exactly, 100%. Who is in this graphic sex scene with Frank Langella? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no world that a script exists where he's banging some girl from behind aggressively and then just smoking a cigarette or putting a spitter on her back and dipping into it, you know? Like, what was it? What was the sex scene? I would love if Frank fucking... so he ends up writing an op-ed piece and he goes, well, I just got canceled and here's why. And he wrote this huge fucking article about it and was just like, the fucking town sucks. All of this sucks.
Yeah.
I got flagged for it the other day. On a story that we'll get into on Patreon at some point, but not now. And it was like, Really, motherfucker? For some comments I made on Hollywood from somebody that, when you made fun of someone. And I was like, advertiser.
Oh.
Yeah. So he writes the response. Here's how he starts it off. I've been canceled.
Sure.
Just like that. In the increasing madness that currently pervades our industry, I could not have imagined that the words collateral damage would fall upon my shoulders. They have brought with them a weight I had not expected to bear in the closing decades of my career. And along with this has come an unanticipated sense of grave danger. And then he goes on to say what it was and how he was fired by Netflix. And, the lawyers paid him $800. So his lawyer said, don't play the victim, don't sue. They'll dig into your past. Sign the NDA, take the money and run. Do the talk shows, show contrition, feign humility, say that you've learned a lot. Apologize. That's what he said.
That's what the lawyer said?
That's what the lawyer said.
Another lawyer.
Yeah, no. Wasn't his lawyer. It was their lawyers. So take the money, get out of here, show the contrition. Everything that we've seen over and over and over with this fucking shit, say that you've learned, say that you're processing, say that you're willing to hear and heal and help everybody's hearts and minds. It's interesting that this was Netflix's lawyer who said this.
I bet Savage doesn't say shit.
He shouldn't. I hope not. I
don't think he's going to, but, again, yeah.
No. And he thought this was going to be both of us. Shit, he even goes into saying, I was performing a love scene with the actress playing my young wife. Both of us were fully clothed. I was sitting on a couch. She was standing in front of me. The director yelled, cut. He touched my leg, said the actress. That was not in the blocking. She then turned and walked off set, followed by the director and the intimacy coordinator. I attempted to follow, but was asked to give her some space. I waited for approximately an hour, and then I was told that she was not returning to set, and we were wrapped. And then they started the investigation. So same with Fred Savage. They shut down production, right? Mm-hmm. This just happened to somebody else, too. Fuck. Who was on that Aziz Ansari movie? Oh, Bill Murray.
Oh, Bill Murray.
Same thing. We're going to shut down production and really look into this. Just look into it. Just everybody give each other space. And it's like, but that's where we are.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate thing, like Frank Langella goes hard against Republicans and all that other shit. Like, hey, dude, this is your party. This is your side. This is your whole shit that created this in Hollywood. Like, what do you expect? And yes, he is one of the very best actors probably of all time. He's not doing a fucking reverse cowboy scene where it's just, all right, cool. So I'm going to fuck this dude in the ass and you're going to face the wall.
It's not Marlon Brando with a stick of butter.
No.
Yeah.
Like
Where was the intimacy?
We're not doing that. Yeah. We're not doing that.
By the way, we wouldn't have had that fucking scene. You wouldn't have if you had and everybody knows we needed that in our life. Last tango.
Yeah, so Flank is canceled, and Fred Savage is, I guess, going to be canceled. Like, I don't know what happens anymore, and like everybody distanced themselves like from these people immediately, cuts them off and everything else, and then it's like you wait 2 years, and then you can pop back up again. Problem is, Frank Langella can't wait 2 years. I don't know if he'll be alive 2 more years. So.
Yeah, I think he's done. That's what the op-ed is kind of
Correct.
about.
That's what I think too.
Fred Savage, I don't think, makes any comment. He's settled a lot of things outside of court, for better or worse. One being kind of sexual on Wonder Years, but he was 16, you guys.
Yeah, but he was hitting on somebody as a 16-year-old.
I know. So it's
dude.
like, Yeah. And then everything else is him being an asshole, which... Okay, fine. But I don't think he's never commented on it, and it's done pretty well for him. So I think he just follows that same model.
Pardon me. Did Seacrest ever apologize for his shit?
I don't think so. I don't think he acknowledged it.
Smart. That's what I think you should do. Like, if you didn't do anything, don't say anything and just move the fuck on. We had TJ Miller on the show on Drinking Bros, and I asked him about it because it's been enough years at this point. Mm-hmm. And he went into the story of what happened and everything else. But he was like, at this point in my life, I don't care.
Yeah.
But back then, you had to care. And he's still not over it. People still view him as canceled before that. Same with Aziz Ansari, where it's just like he's never really recovered from that.
No, but that's in his mind, I think. I think he took it really, really hard.
Well, how do you get that out of the audience's mind when you walk out in public or on stage or whatever, and that's the first thing they think of, like, oh yeah, that was the guy who got canceled?
I actually think people are over it for Aziz Ansari.
Yeah,
and they
he's
move past
just
it.
not over it.
He's not.
Like, you can feel that he's kind of like...
Yeah, he has it in his stand-up.
Yeah. I mean, he does, to his credit, I think the first stand-up out from that, he comes out, and it's a quite serious intro of addressing it, and then gets into comedy, right? Like, but he still has that kind of shrunken feeling about him where he's like, still feels canceled. Whereas people are like, oh yeah, we know it was a bad date. Like, sorry, you got caught up in some fucking shit.
Yeah, but there's no other smoke around Aziz, right? It was just that one weird bad date that even like from the start, people were like, dude, what the fuck is this? Okay, like Aziz sounds weird here for the finger in the mouth stuff, but like, what no, this isn't the same. TJ had crazier allegations and also had the smoke of being like an asshole on set and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So TJ had a couple things.
But he's a different type of dude, right? Where it's like Aziz, one bad story in this like obscure paper, like took him fucking down. Emotionally, he'll never recover. But he's doing stuff.
Yeah.
But he's not the same.
Yeah. And I think that's the shame with like Fred Savage, where you're just like, man, or Frank Langella, where it's just like, what the fuck? You're just eating your own, and it sucks. Because a lot of people ask, they're like, hey, don't you want to make any more movies? I was like, how or why? To hire all these fucking people, an intimacy coordinator on set, you know how much that is a day? Their day rate is like $850. Like, you've got to budget that into a film? Fuck that, dude. Like, that sucks.
You know what you actually should do?
What are they even there for, by the way? That just feels like mostly like, I'm here, hello, actor. I'm here to make sure you don't rape today.
Yeah.
Like that, like the actor is just some animal.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here to control your penis, which I know you can't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And like with me, because I did so many, like I was a line producer as well on a lot of these fucking movies. Like, I looked at these budgets of all these extra people. If you had to hire all these fucking extra people to make this shit happen, it would destroy your budget on this shit. People ask me why we use our own kids in the movies. Kids are fucking expensive as shit, and then you have to hire a tutor to be on set. Even if it's a Saturday or a Sunday and they're not in school, a tutor still has to be there. They can only work 5-hour days. It's a bitch. So what you do is use your non-union kids who you just give them a bunch of candy and food from craft service. They get to play in the trailer all day, wear some zombie makeup, and have a fun carnival-like day with mom and dad.
You also just answered, by the way, why the fuck do they always hire 23-year-olds to play 16-year-olds?
100%.
There you go.
That's why. Because if you had to do that for a full shoot, like, yeah, dude. I mean, I was fucking 23 for the new guy. Like, that's the reason. Nobody was underage on the movie. Nobody's underage on any of those teen movies I did. Even Blake Lively and Accepted, I think she had just turned 18, and they were like, hey, when's your birthday? Like, we want to make sure we don't have to pay for, because that would have been 4 months worth of a tutor and a parent on set, and you can only shoot 5 hours a day. Fuck that, dude. So, yeah, all of this is dying, and it's fucked up. Now, somebody who's made a comeback, Jesse, I want to praise today because we buried her numerous times on the show.
Okay.
Anna Nicole Smith's daughter was at the Kentucky Derby. Again, like we always say, she always pops up at the Kentucky Derby and the gravesite once a year.
Does she?
Bob, I'm going to need you to pull up this photo. Her eye is fixed, and she's starting to look like Anna Nicole, and a lot of people are talking about it. She's starting to blossom into a young woman.
She went with dad again.
Yeah.
That's
starting to look normal again.
Is that her?
Yeah, it's her. Not crazy.
No.
Yeah. She's 15 now. Weird, huh?
Doesn't look anything like
Growing up, she got that eye fixed.
No, I think she learned how to do makeup. Is there another
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. There was one where she type in her name and then Janet Jackson. So she wore this like throwback jacket for Janet Jackson, and I think like a pre-party the night before or something like that. And Janet Jackson hit her up on Instagram, was just like, dude, you look awesome. This is rad. So she's fucking. There we go. Oh, she was there. Oh fuck! Look at that.
Ah fuck. Yeah, so I don't know if she did, but she definitely learned.
The eye is fixed. What do we got here? Is the eye fixed?
She learned how to do makeup for sure, and she's growing into.
Yeah, she's gonna. That looks. I mean, doesn't that look like a young Anna Nicole to you?
Yeah, she's in the years of. It only happens once in your life, but the years of like every day you wake up, your body gets better, and you aren't doing anything.
Yeah.
Like you're not doing anything to help it, or it's just every day.
Just as a woman.
I think dudes too, like you get, muscles start to grow. You don't have to like eat healthy at all. And you just like somehow are fine. Right.
Yeah.
And you're just like, and then it ends and it never happens again. And then life sucks after that. But
well, shout out to Danny Lynn, dude. She's doing it.
She is doing it.
Figuring it out.
Yeah.
And the dad keeps dragging her out to the red carpet and shit. Every year he's done that. Every year it's always the Kentucky Derby and then her gravesite on the death.
Well,
and that's the two times you see
I like the routine. I like kids need routine. And I like that he does that. He sticks to it. Who knew? Who knew that he was going to be dad of the year? I don't know, but good for him.
Yeah. Delco, by the way, I wanted to tell you, you can go ahead and watch Winning Time now. It's all done.
It's all over.
So we finished it on Sunday. It was really fucking good. My two gripes that I'll still leave with. And it's not spoiling anything because it's a true story. Mm-hmm. The breaking of the fourth wall, I hated. I don't remember them doing it in the last episode, but
just in the beginning.
Yeah, but that kind of fit
okay
where you were
that.
just like, all right, cool. It kind of fit the story.
Yeah.
And the other gripe is they could have shown so much more. Like that could have been 22 episodes instead of just 10 because it was that fascinating of a story. And that season in particular, they were focusing on the way they left it. It appears as if they'll go, hopefully, over the 80s against Boston Celtics all those years.
Yeah.
Because Delco, they did the 76ers season. So he was going against Dr. J in the finals.
Right.
Obviously, you guys didn't win that one that year.
Obviously, my old pal, Dr. J.
Yep. Your old homie, dude. You guys hung. Yeah. You guys hung in Vegas together.
Yeah, they're fucking besties.
But that's the only gripe behind it. But other than that, the show was fantastic. The casting on that was fucking out of this universe. I mean, to find all those guys who looked and sounded like Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Cooper.
Amazing actors that look
Jason
exactly
Segel
like
was
the
great.
people is insane.
Yeah. All of them. John C. Reilly is Jerry Buss. Like Adrian Brody does look like young Pat Riley.
God, exactly.
I mean, it's awesome. So congratulations. I wish they would take the fourth wall shit away for the next series.
It
but
looks like they are.
I hope so. Just get Adam McKay out of there.
That's just his thing, right? At this point.
But it's just not necessary. Like just to do it doesn't really enhance the story or you as a director. Like I'm not really sure why. I don't get it.
He has a habit of doing that. He actually talked about when he was the head writer on Saturday Night Live that he was really annoyed with how strictly structured the show was, which at that point had been on for like 30 years.
Right.
And he was
Such a
like,
dick.
yeah, and he was like, I would always try to like experiment with little things. Like there would be like micro skits, kind of like facts about other presidential sex scandals during the Bill Clinton stuff. And like, remember the Jim Gray thing, that infamous Jim Gray interview asking Pete Rose to apologize. And he was pissed off. I remember there was an episode where like Jim Gray, they would have like Jim Gray in between the in between. Why'd you throw stuff like that?
No one watches Saturday Night Live. You're like, hey, remember that thing on Saturday Night Live?
Back in the day,
we did though.
Back in the day, we did.
Not now, but back in the day for sure.
Anyway, he would just fuck. He was like, yeah, I try to fuck with the structure, and then I realized why it was there.
Yeah.
And it's like, because it's like it's been working for 30 years.
For 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will say this. So I did sketches for Funny or Die from the inception, like day one. Off and on for about 3 or 4 years, like between movies, they would ask to do sketches and all that shit, and I did. I got to see their process and see Adam McKay working in there every day. And like, as much as I'll, rail on the fourth wall shit, like he is a crazy driven hard worker. Like there would be times when they would ask me to go up and get shit from his office because their office was fun. It was like a fraternity house. It was like right behind like the costume shop on like Hollywood Boulevard, like right on the other side of that. And you were just like, oh, what the fuck? There was a gate and then just this one like white house that reminded you of a fraternity house. It was virtually empty except for video games downstairs. And then there was computers in every room with people writing and shit. And like whenever I went into his room, he was just furiously typing on a laptop with like a full sandwich. Like, I mean, there was sandwich all over. I'm like, oh my God, who could work like that? Like he didn't stop. And he was just eating Subway sandwiches like over and over again, like over this keyboard. And you were like, Jesus Christ, man. All right. And because at that point he was crazy rich and there was no reason to be working that hard. So he does work his ass off. And he has a crazy work ethic. I don't really know why I hang on to the fourth wall thing. Like it doesn't make sense, especially how good that show was. But hey man, whatever.
He just outthinks himself a lot.
That's what it feels like. But when you meet him, it feels like he's always thinking and you're not really in the conversation. Probably some of the way that when I come home and you're like, hey, where are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Stuck in my head with that fucking lawyer I had to deal with later,
Right. Right.
So he's like that. Isn't it like, I mean, to be able to create this much shit, that's great. And he's nominated for Oscars and everything. It's hard to bash a dude like that. Just take out the fourth wall. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking on that one.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I think you'll like it. And I'm jealous that you get to watch it back to back for real. Because you'll just gun through that. You'll probably, that's a 2-night thing for you, Delco. That's a 2-night series for sure. Like you'll burn through 10 episodes.
Bob got me a bucket.
Oh,
just
look at
in
that.
Case.
Yeah.
D'Anthony just walked in.
No, it's for like a baby
in case
or
the baby comes
water
out.
breaking.
Yeah. That's a nice bucket.
Just in case,
yeah.
Just in case you need to dump something out.
Thank you, Bob, because I won't stop the show.
No.
A $400? Oh, yeah.
You did? He did?
Dan got you a $400 baby carrier?
Car seat, yeah. He did.
You are.
It's just a flex. He didn't even know that he was getting you something.
No,
great.
he knows.
Like,
he knows, and he'll go through the process. Like, underneath Dan's bullshit, dude, is like one of the kindest people ever, and he'll spend time on thoughtful gifts. He's always done that for years and years and years.
I forgot what you guys got me, but it was something super nice and expensive as well.
I think it was the I got you the like DocaDot thing, but like the Snuggle Me little organic, which I got for myself because.
Dan goes,
I've had 2
it was
babies
a
and y'all
coupon
got
for an
me nothing.
abortion clinic.
You've had 2 babies?
You don't have any children whatsoever.
Well, I'm by the odds. I'm assuming there's like 2 out there at least.
Okay, then start a registry. Giorgio, you should.
Yeah, you should.
Just start a registry. We'll get it for
the baby that I don't have or might have.
Out
there somewhere.
Yes. Or the future.
I'm the new Brian Callen.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know I loved that post. For my ride or die best mom ever. His ex-wife is like, what the fuck, bro?
Whenever I see that with a second marriage, you're always just like, oh, man.
It cuts deep.
Yeah.
Because I am the ex-wife, just like, I feel everything that they would feel.
That's
like,
what Chris Pratt does like all the time.
all the time.
Yeah.
All the
and
time.
the best one, I think we talked about it, where he was thanking his new wife for a healthy baby.
Right.
That was fucked up.
Oh, shit.
And like everyone was like, "What?" And it's like, "Oh, it's just like acting like he didn't know. Oh, it was just something it's just something you say. Like you just say thank you for my healthy baby. Like no,
Sure it was. It's very pointed.
No, it's very pointed. Very pointed
pointed.
because your ex-wife did not give you a healthy baby.
Do you mean the great Chris Pratt did something bad?
I know.
Oh, no, not Chris
I
Pratt.
know.
No, Chris Pratt.
Don't dig into that church he's involved with. That's all I'll say.
Is that
Don't do too much homework
Hillsong?
on that church.
There's supposed to be a documentary coming out
there is.
about
Isn't
it.
that's Bieber's church too.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
The documentary's coming out.
It's coming.
Their
think it's
pastor
who-
has a 6-pack, though.
He's shredded, dude. He's shredded for God. He's one of God's warriors.
If you look at a crucifix and you're not as in shape as Jesus,
Then
You have no right to tell me about anything,
yeah,
right?
100%.
Don't tell me
100%.
about fucking God if you aren't as ripped as Jesus on the cross.
That is fucked up of Chris Pratt, though. Like, imagine being in a church with a weird history. Like, thank God I'm a Catholic.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Bob.
Exactly.
If you were touched the way you
Scientologist.
should have been, you wouldn't be saying that. But,
Yeah.
here we are. I want to close this show out with something fun, Jabes, if you don't mind.
The Tony snubs? Just kidding. Just kidding, Bob. You fake theater kid. You don't even know what the Tony snubs are. Go ahead.
I know what's her name is hosting it. That's all I know.
Oh, you know what's her name? What is her name, Bob? What's her name? You
Ariana DeBose.
Say it aloud.
Oh,
Is it really?
Yeah.
Anita's hosting.
I know.
Her
of
interviews,
course.
that girl's such a bitch.
Calm it.
It's the worst.
Calm
I
it
don't care.
Down.
She's
All right.
gonna be a nightmare.
What did you want to close with?
An absolute nightmare.
Me and Bob lose that closing story, I guess.
No, you can have it. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm just joking. We don't know anything about it. I just thought it'd be funny.
So I saw the Kendrick Lamar had dropped a new video and a song and all that other shit, right? And they were like, hey, you guys should really watch this. This is crazy. And I'm like, all right. I didn't read any of the rest of the article. I just played the video. And I was like, I don't understand what's so crazy. His face changes into O.J. Simpson, Jussie Smollett, Will Smith, Nipsey Hussle, and somebody else. And it's the fucking wildest shit I've ever seen, where I had to physically go back and watch it again. I was like, how the fuck did they do that?
Does Deepfake still get you?
Well, so here's how it gets me, is the movement, right? So the guy who's doing the Tom Cruise shit actually looks identical to Tom Cruise. I mean, pretty fucking close, right?
I mean, I thought The Irishman did pretty crazy job with that.
I didn't. Dan and I were talking about we've
okay.
bashed The Irishman on Drinking Bros numerous times, where
It's still
you're trying
fake.
to young up De Niro.
Yeah,
where you're
yeah.
just like, all right, this shit is getting so realistic in this Kendrick Lamar video that I didn't even fucking notice it. And I was like, wait a minute. Man, he looks different. Holy shit, is that fucking O.J. Simpson? And it's so subtle that you notice it, but the faces keep changing throughout the video. So it's him just kind of rapping like this, moving along. And it's 5.5 minutes. I don't know how much that would fucking cost, but I'm assuming a lot.
No.
You don't think so?
Yeah, I mean, people do it to our shit on Instagram all the time.
It's wild. Did you watch the video, Giorgio? Mm-hmm. That shit was wild, man.
No.
Oh, well, Giorgio.
I think it's like a pretty poignant message.
We
especially
can't
when
have
you,
two Dans.
When you said,
we can only
I know,
have one
just
Delco.
a fucking
when you
Go
said
ahead.
it's subtle.
two unimpressed people.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point of it, is to kind of show how African Americans have to represent all these people who are super popular, or things happen to in their culture and their
Sure, the message is awesome.
The message
We're
is great.
saying
I'm talking about the technology. The technology was
that impressive
fucking
to you or
insane.
no?
This 2 or 3 years this has been able to do this. It's been out.
Great.
I am
do
saying
it
like
to me.
the deep fakes have been really good for a while.
It's $4,000 to buy a deepfake computer.
$4,000 to buy and what's the difference of it?
It's things putting it to train the AI. Basically, you just feed it information. So footage, images of people, all angles. It studies that, goes over it, and overlays that on top of the footage that you're using now.
Creepy. Well, that's the first time I've seen it in a music video, and it was fucking rad.
They're doing it now for dubbing English to other language transitions. So there's a film that was shot in Germany recently that's been able to do deepfake technology of the actors. So they have them come in later and read their other language lines, and then they just in a studio like this, and then they put their faces again back over in the film for the different languages.
Yo, shit. Do you know who
money is just going to all the right places, right?
It is. And speaking of which, I watched MrBeast on Joe Rogan because our kid is such a huge fan, and it popped up. So there was a clip. Rogan's using YouTube as clips, and we discussed this yesterday, which we might be doing the same soon with Patreon and things, because nobody's getting these fucking notifications, and we're not monetized on any of this fucking bullshit.
Sure.
And we don't want people to give money. Like, that's stupid. But with that, MrBeast went through a full detailed analysis of what he does to generate money, views, and how to make himself a global brand. I was unaware that he was only 23 years old.
And been doing this since he was 11 and has no other interest since he was 11 than being the biggest YouTube star that there is.
That's all he ever wanted to do, which is wild, right?
Yeah.
I thought he was in his 30s just because he does not have a young face, really.
Right.
He kind of looks like a 35-year-old dude who's been sitting in his basement. If you're watching it on just somebody monetizing themselves and how to do it, it was highly impressive. So one of the things was what Giorgio just said is he is hiring voiceover actors in other countries to adapt his videos. So he has different channels that are in German, Spanish, French, that are doing his same videos. And then at the bottom, there is voiceover actors who are doing them, and he's hiring famous voiceover actors to do these so that they're more appealing. So his Japanese channel is about to come out. Same videos you get on his regular channel, but he said he hired the top anime voiceover artists in all of Japan to dub all of his videos. And that in itself not only generates money, more money for MrBeast, obviously, but it increases who he is globally as like a global brand. And I sat there just as stunned as Joe Rogan did in this interview, and he was just like, what? Like, how would you even do that? And MrBeast just looked at Joe Rogan and he goes, yeah, I'm surprised you don't do this. Like, you have a gajillion listeners. Like, I don't really get it. And he goes, I would never even have thought to do that.
Yeah, so Giorgio, you're not busy. Can you work on that?
Yeah. Who do you want to be? What country do you want to be?
Well,
France.
Not Japan.
If I can get a hold of some of that K-pop market, some of that South Korean market, I think
you think that's
really
the best way?
They like white people.
Probably, yeah, they do.
K-pop girlfriend.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Win-win, Giorgio.
Yeah.
He doesn't have enough on his plate, I don't feel like.
No, well, I mean, if you're spending your weekends going to nudist colony raves,
You're welcome.
yeah. I mean, Giorgio, what year of life are you?
32.
Okay, so 1 year away from Jesus. Like, it's starting to.
He's getting a
starting
head start.
I was cast out into the desert like Jesus was.
Yeah.
I wandered that desert.
Yeah, but you voluntarily did that.
Did you have your clothes on?
I did.
But also,
And they allowed that?
you take every temptation that Satan offers you.
Exactly. It's like a reverse Jesus.
A reverse Jesus. Huh.
And I was working. It's a hard recession right now.
Yeah.
And, the inflation, Giorgio had to pick up an extra job at a nudist colony.
It's not a recession yet. We're just inching around the corner.
Us middle class civilians over here, it's hit us,
Well, all his money's in crypto, so he actually is in a recession.
Now, we talked about that yesterday. I actually sold on my crypto.
Oh, okay,
yeah, he's
good.
out of crypto. Let's see where crypto's at.
I've actually been looking for houses for Giorgio and Delco.
To live?
To invest in.
Okay.
They don't have to live there together.
Oh,
but
just,
it will be a project,
Sure.
and instead of crypto, they will. And there's some.
This is
There
great.
are some out there.
Jesse takes
We
a
can
portion
work on it
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, we
I'm
can
not
work
going
on
to
it
take a
together.
portion.
How
No,
many
I love
points
this.
do you want?
I love
This
this.
is going to be you guys. And I'm just going to get to go to Home Depot, which I love doing.
And see
What?
your man at Home Depot.
Oh, yeah. See my boyfriend.
Your boyfriend, Kyle Chandler.
Kyle Chandler.
Yep.
Depending on what the house needs, I'm going to go, depending on what aisle he's in, that's what we're going to work on that week.
We just finished another series with Kyle Chandler. What was it?
Super pumped.
Yeah. God damn it, he's good.
God damn it, he's good.
You mean your neighbor?
So good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's
Soon to be divorced.
But you look at it, and I remember.
What?
Is that true?
Sorry for them. Yeah.
Oh fuck! Does everybody know that? Is that public knowledge?
It's not good for me. He's
boy.
on my wife's list.
He's on every wife's list, Bob.
Yeah.
So
If your wife has any projects, once you guys move to Dripping Springs,
just
her
go
and
to
I
Home Depot.
will go to Home
You're
Depot.
running a Kyle Chandler.
And I'll show her the aisles.
Clear eyes, full heart. Can't lose.
We just need we need to wear the hat, Longhorns hat.
Yeah. Oh, is he a Texas Longhorns fan?
He always has it on when he's
Oh, he
there.
does. So maybe he went to UT.
does. He has a white one.
Who knows? Maybe we'll see him at the Alabama game this fall.
Kyle Chandler's wife now available for Giorgio.
That's true. Shit. Getting that Chandler money, dog. That Friday Night Lights money, dog.
Let me get a pic.
But anyways, yeah, Giorgio, Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Put it up. Let's see. Let's see aloud.
No,
Let's see
we
aloud.
won't.
I just want to see it's public information, right?
Yes, but I mean, okay. I don't want to bring any more shame on their family, you know?
It's not that. We just want to see if it's the right person for Giorgio. That's all. That's all.
Anyways, it's going to be the right person for Giorgio. He will make it work.
Okay. Oh, dude.
Yes,
with Giorgio
always.
as a bachelor would be great. It'd be fucking great. The only problem is he shoots down listeners. Like, you've got to be open. You have to open up your heart.
Ross, I officially on the show tell everyone that I shoot down listeners.
Yeah.
But what happens outside of the studio and off the show is different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would be rude if I had talked about those things here.
Cash him outside. How about that? And then we're good. Like, Giorgio's good. Okay.
He doesn't kiss and tell.
Yeah, he does.
No.
Yeah, he just fucked a 50-year-old.
Do you know anything else about her?
No, nothing.
Do you even know if it's a woman?
Thank you.
Well,
Whoa.
Giorgio.
Whoa.
That's
Giorgio. Hang on.
Jeez.
Hang on, buddy.
Nope, gonna end the
Hang
show
on.
right there. For Jesse Wiseman, a.k.a. The Jables, I'm Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Go get tested, Giorgio. Good
That was
afternoon, everyone.
That was supposed to be a burn
No,
on Ross.
no. We're ending on it. Cut it. Cut the show. Cut
Good
the show.
afternoon.